Yeah. I gave so much. I started asking myself what I needed. I was so focused on keeping them. I forgot I was losing me. I lost myself for who didn't care. Gave them everything I had. Put their feelings over mine while they never look back. I lost myself for who didn't care. I was trying to make it work. I kept calling it love while it only made me hurt. I lost myself for who didn't care. Now I'm finding me again. Had to walk away from them just to finally meet myself. I lost myself for who didn't care, but I won't stay lost no more. Sometimes losing who you love shows you what you're living. I started changing little things just to keep them satisfied. Stopped saying what was hurting just to keep them by my side. I would swallow my opinions if I thought they started a fight. Kept pretending I was happy when I wasn't feeling right. I stopped doing what I love cause they didn't understand. Started measuring my worth by the way they held my hand. Every choice became about them, every plan revolved around what would make them feel comfortable while I slowly disappear. People told me I was different, I didn't know what they meant. I was giving pieces of myself just to keep the relationship. And the saddest part about it was I thought that this was love. Thought that losing who I was the price of keeping us. I lost myself for who didn't care. Gave them everything I had, put their feelings over mine while they never look back. I lost myself for who didn't care. I was trying to make it work. I kept calling it love while it only made me hurt. Yeah, I started noticing the silence when I talked about my pain. They would listen for a moment, then we go right back again. I kept making their excuses cause admitting hurt was real. Would've meant I had to face how alone I really felt. I was scared to disappoint them, so I disappointed me. I was terrified of losing them, but lost myself completely. Then one night I asked myself, when did I become this person? When did loving somebody else mean my own heart wasn't worth it? I didn't recognize a person that was looking back at me. Someone tired and overwhelmed, trying hard to just feel free. I realized that being needed isn't always being loved. Sometimes you give somebody everything and they still won't give enough. So I stopped asking for reasons and started listening to myself. The voice I pushed away for them was telling me to choose me. I lost myself for who didn't care. Now I'm finding me again. Had to walk away from them just to finally meet myself. I lost myself for who didn't care, but I won't stay lost no more. Sometimes losing who you love shows you what you're living for. If you change your whole identity just to make somebody stay, please don't hate yourself for that. You were loving the only way, but love should never cost you every part that makes you you. You deserve to have your feelings, you deserve to have your truth. Take one deep breath, choose yourself, find your voice, find your heart. You can love them and still leave, you can hurt and still heal. Stay another sunrise, stay another heartbeat, stay another moment, keep healing. You don't have to become bitter just because somebody didn't care. You can take back every piece of yourself you left in there. The person you were before them isn't completely gone away. You can slowly find that person, one honest choice each day. I gave too much, I lost my way. I called it love when I was breaking. I stayed quiet, I stayed small just to keep them close to me. Now I'm learning how to listen to the voice inside of me. I don't need to disappear just to make somebody stay. I lost myself for who didn't care. Gave them everything I had, put their feelings over mine while they never look back. I lost myself for who didn't care. I was trying to make it work. I kept calling it love while it only made me hurt. I lost myself for who didn't care. Now I'm finding me again. Had to walk away from them just to finally meet myself. I lost myself for who didn't care, but I won't stay lost no more. Sometimes losing who you love shows you what you're living for. I'm finding me, piece by piece. Heart feels clear, mind feels calmer. Voice feels stronger, boundaries feel nature. Love feels different, peace feels better. I choose myself. Yeah, I spent so long becoming who somebody else needed. I forgot who I was before that. I forgot who I was, trying to become what they wanted. Lost the sound of my own voice, while I kept their heart protected. I forgot who I was, put their needs before my own. I was standing right beside them, still somehow felt alone. I forgot who I was, now I'm searching through the pieces, trying to find a person that I buried underneath this. I forgot who I was, but I'm learning day by day. I don't need to lose myself just to make somebody. I stopped listening to my feelings, cause they always came second. Every time I had an issue, I would tell myself forget it. I became so good at silence that I barely spoke at all. I was scared that being honest would be the reason they would walk, so I kept changing little pieces of the person I had been. Stopped doing things that made me happy just to keep the peace with them. I didn't notice it at first, cause the changes happened slowly. One compromise became another, till I barely even knew me. I used to laugh without thinking, used to dream without permission, used to speak about my future without somebody else's vision. And I started asking myself why my life felt unfamiliar, why I couldn't hear my own voice through the noise I carried with me. I wasn't empty from the beginning, I became empty, trying to please someone who never understood how much I was giving up. I forgot who I was, trying to become what they wanted. Lost the sound of my own voice, while I kept their heart protected. I forgot who I was, put their needs before my own. I was standing right beside them, still somehow felt alone. I gave explanations endlessly for feelings they dismissed, kept hoping if I said it right they finally understand it. I started questioning my memory, questioning what I knew, wondering if I was too sensitive for needing something to. I kept apologizing for things that were my fault, just to keep another argument from becoming something more. And every time I forgave him, I told myself I was strong, but strength without a boundary can keep you somewhere too long. I was afraid that walking out would mean everything was wasted, but staying where I disappeared was costing me much greater. So I started taking inventory of the pieces I had lost, my confidence, my laughter, my peace and sense of trust. I couldn't get them all back in a single night, but I could make one promise: I wouldn't abandon me again. I forgot who I was, now I'm finding pieces slowly, learning how to hit myself after years of feeling lonely. I forgot who I was, but I'm coming back again. Every boundary that I made feels like meeting me. If you gave away your whole heart trying to make somebody stay, don't let it shame convince you that you threw your life away. You were trying to be loved, you were trying to make it work, but you shouldn't have to disappear to prove that love is real. Take one deep breath, find yourself, one small choice at a time. You can laugh again, dream again, speak again, feel alive. Stay another sunrise, stay another heartbeat, stay another moment, keep healing. You don't have to become the person you were before the pain. Maybe you're becoming somebody who finally knows their own name. You can take back your voice, you can take back your peace, you can learn to love yourself without asking for permission. And if somebody walks away because you finally set a boundary, let them go with peace. You were never meant to lose yourself just to keep somebody around. I forgot me, can care and still choose me. I forgot who I was, trying to become what they wanted. Lost the sound of my own voice, while I kept their heart protected. I forgot who I was, put their needs before my own. I was standing right beside them, still somehow felt alone. I forgot who I was. Now I'm searching through the pieces, trying to find the person that I buried underneath this. I forgot who I was, but I'm learning day by day. I don't need to lose myself just to make somebody stay. I'm finding pieces, I hearing myself, my voice returns. My heart opens, peace feels closer, fear feels smaller. I breathe free, I speak honestly, I choose myself. Yeah, walking away felt right, until the silence got loud. I almost went back, just because being alone felt harder than being hurt. The first few nights were heavy, I kept reaching for my phone. Part of me was wondering if I made a mistake alone. I started missing little things that I never thought I missed. The late night conversations, the comfort inside a kiss. I almost sent a message just to see if you were good. I almost asked to start again, even though I knew I shouldn't. Then I remember why I left, I put the phone away. Sometimes missing somebody doesn't mean you should go back. I was lonely, not mistaken, there was pain behind that door. I had already tried my hardest, I couldn't give anymore. My heart wanted something familiar, even if it wasn't right. But familiar isn't always love. Sometimes peace feels strange at first. I almost went back, just because I missed you. Almost let the lonely nights make me forget what you put me through. I almost went back, almost called your phone. Then I remember who I was before I made you my whole world. I still miss you sometimes, but I don't miss who I became. I don't miss the constant doubt, I don't miss carrying the blame. I almost went back, but I chose myself instead. Sometimes the hardest goodbye is the one that saved your life. I started seeing clearly when the emotions settled down. Things I used to overlook started looking different now. I realized how often I was scared to speak my truth. How many times I changed myself just to keep peace with you. I don't need to make you wrong to know that I was hurting. Two people can love each other and still not make it work. And maybe that's the lesson I was too afraid to learn. Some relationships are chapters, not places you return. I don't hate you for the ending, I just had to say my piece. Sometimes loving somebody means knowing when to leave. I can miss the good moments without wanting all the rest. I can thank you for the memories and still choose what's best. I almost went back, just because I missed you. Almost let the lonely nights make me forget what you put me through. I almost went back, almost called your phone. Then I remember who I was before I made you my whole world. I still miss you sometimes, but I don't miss who I became. I don't miss the constant doubt, I don't miss carrying the blame. I almost went back, but I chose myself instead. Sometimes the hardest goodbye is the one that saves your life. Now I'm getting used to mornings that don't start with your name. I'm finding little pieces of the life I put away. I started laughing freely without checking if it's okay. I started making plans again and living through my days. There are moments when I wonder what would have happened if we stayed, but I don't chase those questions cause they don't change yesterday. I'm not completely healed yet, but I'm stronger than before, and every day I don't go back makes me trust myself some more. I almost called you, I almost turned around, I almost traded peace for something familiar again. But my heart whispers softly, you already know this road. Don't go back to the place where you lost yourself. I almost went back, just because I missed you. Almost let the lonely nights make me forget what you put me through. I almost went back, almost called your phone. Then I knew I couldn't trade my peace just because I hardest goodbye is the one that saves your life. I almost went back. Nobody talks about that part. Everybody tells you walking away is strange, but they don't tell you how weak you can feel after you finally leave. There were nights when I questioned everything, wondering if maybe I was too harsh. Maybe I should've stayed. Maybe I should've tried again. Maybe things would've changed. But then I remember how many times I had already tried, how many conversations we already had, how many promises had already been made, how many times. I knew something wasn't right, but I kept holding on, kept telling myself maybe tomorrow would feel different. I stayed longer than I should have. I stayed longer than I should have, just because I love you still. I kept making up excuses for the things that made me feel ill. I saw the distance growing, but I kept calling it a phase. I kept telling everybody we were just going through some days. Hey, every time you pulled away, I found a reason to stay close. I kept protecting what we had, even when it hurt the most. I was scared to face the ending, so I kept delaying truth. I thought losing you would break me, so I kept breaking me for you. I kept saying give it time, like time to fix the pain. I kept hoping you become the person I needed again. I was fighting for a future that you weren't fighting for. I kept standing at the doorway when I should've walked out the door. I stayed longer than I should have, stayed when love was feeling cold, kept believing in tomorrow while today was getting old. I stayed longer than I should have, held on when I should've gone. I was scared to lose somebody who had already moved on. I kept calling it commitment, but I was losing myself. Sometimes staying isn't loyalty when you're hurting yourself. I stayed longer than I should have, now I'm learning why I stayed. I wasn't scared of losing you, I was scared of facing change. I stopped telling you my feelings cause I knew we'd probably fight, so I carried all the tension and pretended I was alright. I started watching every word before it ever left my mouth, trying not to make you angry, trying not to push you out. I became somebody careful when I used to just be me. Every conversation felt like walking through uncertainty. I don't blame you for my choices cause I made them every day, but I wish I had the courage to admit I wasn't okay. I was scared of being lonely, so I stayed inside the pain. I thought being without you would be harder than the change. Now I'm learning loneliness can be better than pretending. Sometimes peace begins the moment you stop fighting for an ending. I stayed longer than I should have, stayed when love was feeling cold, kept believing in tomorrow while today was getting old. I stayed longer than I should have, held on when I should've gone. I was scared to lose somebody who had already moved on. I kept calling it commitment, but I was losing myself. Sometimes staying isn't loyalty when you're hurting yourself. I stayed longer than I should have, now I'm learning why I stayed. I wasn't scared of losing you, I was scared of facing change. Now I'm looking at the pieces and I'm not ashamed of them. Every scar became a lesson, every end it had a reason. I don't need to make you evil just to justify the door. We both had our imperfections and I can't carry yours anymore. I can love what we once had without pretending it was right. I can miss the better moments without returning to the fight. Somebody asked me later why I stayed as long as I did. I say I love you deeply, and I didn't know when to quit. Sometimes love isn't enough, sometimes hearts grow apart, sometimes holding on too long does more damage than the start. I don't hate you for the ending, I just hate I lost my way. But I'm finally choosing peace, even if it hurts today. I stayed longer than I should have, stayed when love was feeling cold, kept believing in tomorrow, while today was getting old. I stayed longer than I should have, held on when I should have gone. I was scared to lose somebody who had already moved on. Kept calling it commitment, oh, but I was losing myself. Sometimes staying isn't loyalty when you're hurting yourself. I stayed longer than I should have, now I'm learning why I stayed. I wasn't scared of losing you, I was scared of facing change. I stayed longer than I should have, but I finally walked away. I kept waiting for tomorrow, while tomorrow looked the same. I gave chance after chance when my heart was asking me to leave. I confused holding on with loyalty and forgot what I needed. I don't regret the love, I just regret ignoring all the signs. I was scared of being lonely, so I stayed and lost my peace. Now I'm learning that an ending helped. I thought walking away was gonna destroy me. Somewhere along the road, I started breathing again. Maybe leaving wasn't the end of me, maybe it saved me. I used to think that leaving meant I didn't love you right, like staying through the damage was the proof I had to fight. I kept holding on to pieces of a future we once planned, even when the present showed me we were slipping from my hands. I kept asking for a reason to believe things could improve, but every time I lost myself, I was choosing what to lose. Now I see the bigger picture from a distance, and sometimes you can love somebody and still know it's time to leave. I wasn't giving up on love, I was giving up the pain. I wasn't running from the truth, I was tired of staying the same. I had to close the door so I can finally hear my voice. Sometimes walking away is the hardest way to choose. Walking away saved me, even when it broke my heart. I thought leaving you would end me, but it gave my life a start. Walking away saved me, I can finally breathe again. I stopped trying to repair something I couldn't fix alone. Understand, sometimes losing somebody is how you find yourself again. Yeah, I started waking up without that pressure in my chest. Didn't have to analyze every silence or text. I could finally make decisions without asking what you think. I could sit alone at night and actually enjoy the peace. I started chasing old ambitions that I put away for us. Started seeing who I was before the fear and all the doubt. And I won't pretend it's easy, cause some nights still hurt a lot, but the pain feels different now, cause I know I'm moving on. I don't need another ending, I already know the truth. I don't need another chance to become somebody I lose. I can forget what happened without opening that door. I can leave the past behind without hating you anymore. Walking away saved me, even when it broke my heart. I thought leaving you would end me, but it gave my life a start. Walking away saved me, I can finally breathe again. I stopped trying to repair something I couldn't fix alone. I still wish you happiness, I don't carry all that hate. I can love what we once had, still know it wasn't meant to stay. Walking away saved me, now I finally If I fall in love again, I won't bring the same old fear. I won't make somebody responsible for every scar that's still here. I communicate my feelings instead of hiding what I need. I protect my own identity while giving love completely. I won't chase somebody's presence just to prove that I'm enough. I won't call anxiety loyalty or call suffering love. And if somebody can't respect me, then I know what I should do. I can walk away with peace without losing myself again. I thought I needed you, but I needed myself. I thought the door closing and I had nothing left, but the silence gave me room, the distance gave me sight, and the person I was losing started coming back to life. Walking away, even when it broke my heart. I thought leaving you would end me, but it gave my life a start. Walking away, saved me. I can finally breathe again. I stopped trying to repair something I couldn't fix alone. I still wish you happiness. I don't carry all that hate. I can love what we once had. Still know it wasn't meant to stay. Walking away, save me. Now I finally understand. Sometimes losing somebody is how you find yourself again. Walking away, save me. I didn't understand it when I first closed that door. All I could feel was the emptiness. I spent so long trying to find myself after giving pieces away, but I'm still here, and I'm finally coming home. I finally found my way back after losing who I was. I was giving out my heart till there wasn't much left. I finally found my way back. Now I'm learning how to breathe. I don't need somebody else to decide what I should be. I finally found my way back to the person I became. I can carry what I've been through without living in the pain. I finally found my way back, and I'm never leaving me. If they love me, they can love me without asking me to leave. I started finding little pieces of the person I had been. Started doing things I love without asking if they fit. I started speaking my opinions without fearing someone's mood. Started saying what I needed without feeling like a burden. I went back to simple moments that I stopped enjoying before. Started laughing without thinking. Started opening every door. I had spent so long adjusting that being honest felt strange, like I needed someone's permission just to make a little change. But every time I chose myself, something inside me grew. Every boundary that I made my vision clearer too. I realized I wasn't broken, I was buried underneath all the expectations I accepted from somebody else's needs. And the more I started healing, the more I started to see I didn't lose my whole identity. I just stopped listening to me. I finally found my way back after losing who I was. I was giving out my heart till there wasn't much left. I finally found my way back. Now I'm learning how to breathe. I don't need somebody else to decide what I should be. There were moments I felt guilty for becoming someone new, like protecting my own peace was something I shouldn't do. But I had to understand that a boundary isn't hate, and saying no to something painful doesn't make you full of blame. I can care about somebody without caring all their pain. I can wish somebody well without stepping in the rain. I can forget what happened without reopening that door. I can appreciate the lesson without wanting something more. I don't need to make them evil just to justify my choice. I can simply say it hurt me and still listen to my voice. I gave chances, I gave patience, I gave more than I could spare. But the biggest thing I lost was the person who was there. Every time I look for answers in somebody else's hands, now I know the peace I'm seeking starts with knowing who I am. I finally found my way back to the person I became. I can carry what I've been through without living in the pain. I finally found my way back, and never leaving me. If they love me, they can love me without asking me Please don't think you're gone forever. You can start with one small choice, to remember who you are. Take one deep breath, choose yourself. Speak your truth, protect your peace. You can laugh again, dream again, trust again, live again. Stay another sunrise, stay another heartbeat, stay another moment. Keep healing. You don't have to hate the person who taught you what you want to sell. You don't have to punish yourself for the choices that you made. You were trying to be loved, you were trying to make it work. Now you know that love should never ask you to erase yourself. The road back might take some time, and some days may still feel hard, but every honest choice you make is another piece returning. One day you'll look in the mirror and recognize the person there, not because the pain disappeared, but because you finally came back. I came back to my voice, I came back to my heart, I came back to my dream, came back to myself. No more shrinking, no more hiding, no more living for approval. I can love, I can care, I can stay true to me. If they leave, let them leave. I won't leave me again. I finally found my way back, yeah. After losing who I was, I was giving out my heart, till there wasn't much left. I finally found my way back. Now I'm learning how to breathe. I don't need somebody else to decide what I should be. I finally found my way back. To the person I became. I can carry what I've been through without living in the pain. I finally found my way back, and I'm never leaving me. If they love me, they can love me without asking me to leave. I found myself, I found peace. My voice returned, my heart open. I breathe freely, I stand taller. Love feels